The same. Okay. Where's our article? What? 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 No fucking way! I'm honestly speechless that this is the announcement we got today. That's amazing. All right, cartoon fans and gamers across the world. That was stupid. Big day today. We have a new Nickelodeon All Star Brawl character announcement. And like usual, I did my best to make sure that I don't know what it is. I'm assuming IGN posted an article. So once I refresh this page, we will see our new character in all their glory. And I probably said this on the last video. It is just so amazing that this game was a big enough success for them to keep doing updates like this. Like we have no idea how many they're going to do, of course. But the fact that they did one at all, like, yeah, Garfield was like kind of unfinished content and they just like did that as an update to like kickstart DLC, but technically he was probably finished beforehand type of thing. But definitely these other ones we're seeing, whether or not they've been sort of data mined and stuff, they are totally new things that they got the chance to work on because of how successful the game's launch was. You know, the game's definitely lost its popularity. It seems like they still do tournaments and stuff, but it's not like the big Smash Bros alternative to most people. Like, it was really novel like the first week it came out, and now it's kind of unfortunately fallen off, but that doesn't stop it from being as fun as it was. So what are our predictions for today? Well, I have two predictions, one of which is probably very likely and one of which is probably very unlikely. But in the original tweet to announce this announcement, yes, they were making fun of some Smash Bros current event thing by saying back to the lab again in their tweet. But that made a handful of people in the replies say like, oh, Jimmy Neutron? So now I'm like, yeah, I want that to be the case. That's such an interesting one. I think I talked about this in the other video when Shredder came out. This game is really focused on like the 90s stuff. I'd be very surprised if they got us another 2000s character like Jimmy Neutron in here, but that's what I want to see. But maybe they want to save those sorts of big hype, like that different era of nostalgia. Maybe they want to save that for a sequel to this game, which I'm sure is probably going to happen eventually, given how successful this was. Plus that Cartoon Network Multiverses game comes out soon, so they can, if that ends up being a success in their own way, they could like get inspiration from that and Smash Bros and like together make Nick All Star Brawl 2 this like super combo of fun aspects from these crossover games. My other prediction, because I'm pretty sure it was data mined on like day one of the game's release, is Squidward, which is awesome. Like SpongeBob is the Mario of animation, like aside from Mickey Mouse, honestly, even though they are two very different properties. That's kind of the case. Like everyone knows SpongeBob, everyone knows Mickey Mouse. So like SpongeBob being like the Mario of this game and having a ton of characters, I kind of see no fault in that because the SpongeBob characters are awesome. So if it is Squidward, that'd be great. It could even be Mr. Krabs or Plankton too. They're the other like main characters who aren't included. And Plankton would be really funny because in the game Lights Camera Pants, you could play as Plankton, but he would have like this robot suit on. And I would love for them to use like that exact same suit as his character in this game if he was ever added. I think that'd be really funny. Also, they hinted about voice acting a little while ago. I wonder if we'll hear an update about that. Probably not though. I think this is just going to be characters, and a voice acting update would be something maybe they'll like tease again here, or it's just something that will be like a next major update. But we'll have to find out. So let's refresh. And it's the same. Okay, where's our article? What no fucking way. Well, 3 character announcements. Okay, that's okay, back it up. 3 character announcements and 3 characters that I guess Rocko makes a lot of sense, but 2 characters that I would have absolutely never expected. Also, I love the title of this article, Jenny revealed plus Hugh Neutron and Rocko. Wow, that is awesome. That is a complete 100% direct response to what people wanted. That kicks ass. That is so cool. I guess all my doubts about both 2000s characters and Jenny specifically being included were wrong. Plus, Back to the Lab again makes sense for Jenny too. But also Hugh Neutron. That's so funny that they let them do Hugh Neutron. That's amazing. I wonder what the reactions of online are to this. I am ecstatic. That is so great. Let's take a look. Is this even going to show every character, or is this just going to be focused on Jenny? See, I just wish they could find a way. I got such a big reaction for that. I wish they could find a way to reveal these in a stream rather than. I think they did reveal this as a part of some tournament or something. I guess I could have tried to watch that. But just reading an article isn't as exciting as like this appearing in a State of Play or Nintendo Direct or something. Even like the graphics used for the text here are much better than the previous ones. That's awesome. And I wonder too, is it, I mean, she's very shiny, so I don't think it's the same character model from like that mobile fighting game. It probably can't be, but they must have at least used that a little bit for reference. So she's Snake. I feel like that we already had a Snake character in the game, but she looks great. Even just the way she looks so flat, like the way they got her head shape right and her eye textures and stuff looks so good. Even her facial expressions there. There's more Pog. So was Squidward alive then? Is Squidward not in the game? I can't believe that. That's amazing. Oh wow, who? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, of course, like. That's incredible. All right, so be sure to run to the comments and let me know what you think about this. Are you pleasantly surprised, or are you even like kind of disappointed? Like, was there another character you were expecting? Because from my point of view, these are the characters that people wanted. Hugh, I don't know if people actually wanted him realistically, but like it's hilarious that he's in. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think about this. I'm honestly speechless that this is the announcement we got today. That's amazing. Like Rocko is one that it's like, why wasn't he in the base roster already? Like they pulled real monsters instead of Rocko. Is that just like a bias on the devs part? Like they would rather? I feel like most people like Rocko, but maybe because real monsters is like obscure, they went for that first. But yeah, Rocko like totally belongs with the 90s focus, but then these two are just complete shockers to me. I mean, people, even the devs, you know, everybody really wanted Jenny. So it's amazing that, I don't know if this stuff had been leaked prior, and I hope it wasn't. Because it's a big reveal for me. Like everybody really wanted Jenny. She just makes so much sense. She's just so kind of, you know, she's a little obscure. Nickelodeon doesn't acknowledge that series or that era of cartoons much at all. So her getting in is like totally a direct response from people just really wanting it. And people really want it because it makes so much sense. And she's such a great character, and it's such a great, somewhat lesser known show. Like that's amazing that she's included. And Hugh Neutron is literally a meme. Like it's just, it was even like a Smash Bros meme, kind of. Like, isn't it like an offhand Smash Bros meme? You know, people like, oh, Goku, like Shaggy, and Hugh Neutron like need to be in Smash because like it's funny that like quirky characters like Shaggy and Hugh Neutron would be powerful. They said yes to Hugh Neutron instead of like Jimmy himself. Is really, really funny. Because you just would have never expected that. Like they should have done this as like an April Fool's announcement or something, but then been like, also, by the way, it's real. And they all have different release dates. So Jenny's first, Hugh's next, and Rocko's next. Again, weird that Rocko's gonna be last. Like he seems like the most obvious pick to be included, but I guess they're gonna hold off on that. But then are these gonna be our final, like is Rocko our final update, or will we get even more? We'll have to wait and see. But man, Hugh Neutron. I mean, I'm just trying to think about like Nickelodeon's processing with greenlighting that idea. Like, were they seeing the memes? Did the devs want it like from day one because they knew it would be so funny? And then eventually Nickelodeon was like, yeah, fine, put him in. Like, because yeah, Hugh Neutron's a big meme, but I feel like it's not something Nickelodeon ever acknowledged before. The cultural effect of his quirky character, you know? Like, I don't think, like Nickelodeon, like recently they made that weird Steven Universe SpongeBob animation. I mean, they commissioned that weird Steven Universe SpongeBob animation. So they're in the know about like trendy stuff. But again, they kind of avoid talking about their 2000s era stuff. The 2000 era shows, like they're talking about Fairly Odd Parents now because they just made the reboot, but the last time Teenage Robot was officially acknowledged was probably on like a Paramount Plus promotion or that mobile game, that other fighting mobile game with loot boxes that lasted for like a year and a half. So to see her show up and Hugh Neutron show up, it's like so clearly either Nickelodeon or the devs are listening very, very closely to what people would want from this game and what they think would be funny and what they think would really fit in. You know, like Hugh Neutron's like the piranha plant of this game. Like it's completely random, but it's also completely like logical and deserved. It will probably be really unique. And I was gonna go down to read this, but I guess there's not really that much My Life as a Teenage Robot's Jenny XJ9 Wakeman joins the roster of Nickelodeon All Star Brawl as premium DLC today. Oh, that's a punch in the face too a little bit. This is our they said that before though. I wonder what the price is. I guess I have to check. So that's interesting. I hope that they have them have a reasonable price like the Smash Bros characters, because you know it's fair because they have to work their butts off to make this stuff happen. And then of course putting more money towards this game makes Nickelodeon think that, you know, we want more Hugh Neutron content in the future, I guess. But she's not alone. Hugh Neutron and Rocko are also joining the fight later this year. Hugh Neutron will be available this summer and Rocko in the fall. Each will also get unique stages and costumes. Yeah, I meant to mention that like at the start. Shredder had a really awesome, he came with the Double Dare stage because they already had Ninja Turtles content. But I guess all of them will have unique stages? Like, does Jenny have a stage? I don't think it's shown here. At least I didn't notice a new stage for her. We'll have to look at her her store page. This is just the Hey Arnold. That's just the Hey Arnold stage, I think, here. So yeah, very interesting. I'm ecstatic at this announcement. I just wish that I didn't see it as like a thumbnail, you know. I wish they could have waited and put this in a PlayStation State of Play or something so that everybody collectively could have had that like Hugh Neutron, you know, moment. And Jenny too, of course. You know, these are all amazing characters. The least surprising one is Rocko. The most surprising part about Rocko being in is that he's going to be the last one. It's seemingly the last one unless they have a few more waves planned for this. But these are all great choices. I mean, I can't say Hugh Neutron is a great or logical choice, but it's the fact that he's so weird and the fact that like people memed about it and were asking for it, that they're putting him in instead of Jimmy, like is hilarious. It'd be weird to get like Jimmy's lab as a stage when it's like that's kind of disconnected from Hugh Neutron. But maybe it'll be in my head, I'm seeing like a Jimmy, like it's called Retroville, right? Like a Retroville stage, kind of like the Hey Arnold one, but like in the background it's like, you know, Jimmy goes like in his gumball bouncy thing, and then like the pants are attacking in the background, or like the Fantastic Four knockoff stuff's going on in the background and stuff like that, to more so reference the show beyond just Hugh Neutron being funny and liking ducks and being amazing. And then Jenny, you know, unfortunately, it's not a show I'm too familiar with aside from seeing it as a kid, so I can't say I know what her stage would be. And then Rocko, I mean, Rocko could have a ton of stuff. I almost expect Rocko to be kind of like Ren and Stimpy, where they take a specific set piece, you know, like they're not just going to take his house or O-Town, like they're going to do like Spunky's like fleas or something like as the stage. Well, we'll have to see. And they all just look great too. I mean, we don't see Rocko in game at all, so he's definitely not really even, you know, at a point there. But Jenny specifically, like her moveset, her expressions, her design, just again the way she's so flat. They did a good job with that in this game, is adapting all these styles, because even looking at Lucy Loud, like the way that they have those very flat, detailed stances and animations, like very close to how Smash Bros does things, makes it look awesome. And that's something that, you know, Punch Time Explosion and past sort of Smash Bros knockoff games just don't really get right. But they totally knew what they were doing here. Like their art team is awesome. Their whole team is awesome. Even the Nickelodeon executives involved in this game are awesome for being like, yeah, you guys can put Hugh Neutron in, even though we never acknowledged that show. Sure, that's fine. Like that's amazing. But let me check Steam and see if Jenny is up and has some details. I guess it makes sense they had to wait till 12 for this announcement too, because that's usually when Steam updates stuff. Oh, it's honey. Wait for price drops. I guess speaking of price drops, this game has been going like dirt cheap recently. Like right now it's full price because that DLC came out. But like honestly, if you still don't own this game, wait for a sale, because it's been like 20 bucks or less recently. It's even been 15 bucks, I think, on certain consoles and stuff. So you could like totally wait a little bit. And I don't know if these DLCs will end up being on sale, probably much later, but there we go. There's our DLCs. Is this soundtrack new? This soundtrack's old. Okay. It's free too. That's pretty cool. I have it on Steam, by the way. I like kind of almost forgot that I own the game on Steam. Well, I own it on Steam and Switch, and would also like it on PlayStation because I think it would be cool. So yeah, so they have the Universe Pack, which will be a season pass. So I mean, we have to read about this Universe Pack to see if it only includes those 3 characters, but you're saving like $3 if you buy this pack, which is pretty great. I love that they're always doing deals like that for this kind of stuff. Well, they only include Jenny's screenshots on this Universe Pack. And it's interesting of them, you know, to just right away tell us the characters. You know, it's not like that's what Smash Bros. Usually does. These 3 characters, Jenny's out now. The other 2 will be a little later. We don't have to wait for any more news unless they're going to make another pack, or even the voice acting thing, if that's still coming. I guess we have to wait to see the stage. I mean, she just might not have a... Oh, no. This is her stage. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that shows up in the trailer at all though, but that looks awesome. That, you know, the way the background captures art style and stuff, so good. That's amazing. Let's just try to read the description here. Great value, fight your foes, each with a unique stage and alternate costume. Right. Of course, the alternate costumes. I guess Hugh Neutron, I mean, he already had the bicycle thing, so I guess maybe his alternate costume is like his biker style from that one episode. I don't know what options Rocko has. Immediately in my head, Jenny is like a red, like flaming decal that is cool. Like that's the only costume of hers I'm really familiar with from my memory of the show. But man, that's just so cool. It just feels so surreal that I'm looking at this image right now. Like this is real right here. I would have, and when Hugh Neutron's out, like that'll be real too. That seems unreal. I'm so glad, because if we're being honest, right? Like the first, I mean, it was free, so we can't complain. Garfield is so weird and very funny because they recently got the rights to that. So like, you know, I wouldn't say that's a fitting inclusion. Like that's not something people necessarily wanted. But again, it's like a Piranha Plant, like Mr. Game & Watch sort of thing where it's so funny. Like it's great that it's in here just because it's so weird. You know, this roster of 3 characters coming is way more like thank you, because the other day had Shredder too, and it's like, yeah, okay, people like Ninja Turtles, but it was like 80 Shredder. How many people who are invested in this game specifically care about 80 Shredder? Probably like the older people, you know, like people like me want what we just got with this update. So I'm so glad that they listened so directly and are giving us like a batch of 3 amazing characters, 2 of which are very, very honestly shocking that they're included, but it's amazing that they are. This just says a little more about Jenny. Joins her master eye lasers. Yeah, so you get her as a character, you get her costume, and you get Trey Morton Joyride stage. Amazing. There's no reviews yet because it just came out, but I'm sure they will be overwhelmingly positive reviews for the fact that Jenny got acknowledged in 2022 by Nickelodeon. So I don't know if this means there will be more coming. I would honestly assume if they set it up like this, where it's going to be these 3 characters, that this will be it, and then they will put all their time and effort into making a sequel game for, you know, 2024 or something, which I know is like, oh, it's so far away, but that's my estimation anyways. And then voice acting will probably pop up at some point eventually. I even remember like Hugh Neutron's voice actor is like, he's in the know about the memes or something. Like I think he made some sort of joke at some point about how he would be totally okay to come back to do a voice for this game. So like that might actually happen now, which I never would have predicted. But yeah, that's amazing. That is such great news. I'm glad they both listened and really surprised, honestly, because yeah, putting Hugh Neutron in is listening to what people were asking for, but the fact that they actually did is just great. You know, that's the power of the internet and memes. So I'll definitely have to check this out soon, and I hope you guys are all interested in checking it out too. Probably a little disappointing to some people that it's going to be paid DLC, but they already warned about that, you know, and it's like they gotta make it, you know. They can't give away everything for free, especially a game like this that's relatively small, and it's a totally fair price too. It's the same price as the Smash DLC. Realistically, like, because Smash DLC came with side missions and stuff like, and music and stuff, this technically comes with music, I guess. I wonder if the soundtrack will actually be updated to include this music even if you don't own the DLC. I mean, I don't think it can connect that way, so it must include the new music if it does. It's like no matter if you own the DLC or not. But yeah, you know, that argument can be made that like that's kind of expensive for one playable character, even though it's the same price as Smash, but Smash comes with like more things to do with that character. But that's a totally fine price in my eyes, especially considering how much work has to go into making this kind of stuff. So now we can just all pester Nickelodeon to keep, you know, this is what we want. Us 2000s kids want this content. Give us more stuff like this, please. It's amazing. So let me know your thoughts about this DLC, and thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please hit the like button so more viewers like you can find this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel with notifications on to see my future content, and follow me on other sites like TikTok and Twitter for special exclusives. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for more.